Hi, it's Tego Venturi with the Venturi Group of Real Broker in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And it is the first week of September 2023. And what happens in the first week every month is I look at the market data for the previous month. And so we're going to jump into that right here, right now. We're going to look at the August 2023. And just to give you an idea here, we're looking at the Albuquerque MSA. So it's all the entire metro area. We're looking at single family homes, detached, and single family homes attached combined, just to give an overall feel of where the market is and how the trends are going. And we're going to start right here with closed sales. So this is the number of homes that sold. We're at 945 this past month. That is a 14% decrease from last August over here, right there. And you can see usually we do have, the peaks through the summer month, June, July, August here in 2019. I always go back to 2019 because that was the last normal year. And you can see we had that blip here in May, June where things were not as busy. And then by July, lots of closings in 2020 where everybody realized they needed to move right away during the pandemic. So, sales are down. The real story is that the number of people moving and buying and selling is down from what it's been. And again, 14% versus last August. Now, last August, it had already started to slow down from the kind of craziness that we had in 2021 and half of 22 because interest rates had already started to really bump up somewhere right in here, March, April, May of last year. Okay. Took too long on that, but I wanted to just kind of give some background there. So let's jump at some of this other information. So pending sales, we actually had an increase because, like I said, by this time last year in 22, things had slowed down because of the raise in interest rates. But now we're actually seeing an increase, about 4%, from last August in the number of homes going pending. So these are homes that received a contract, haven't closed yet, probably close in the next 30, 40, 50 days or something like that. So it does show that there's still a lot of activity out there, a lot of people wanting to purchase that can find what they're looking for. And when we're talking about finding what we're looking for, let's look at inventory. We always call it inventory, but it's the number of homes for sale. We're at 1,260. Now, this is just a snapshot in time. This is the last day of the month. So, there's no great way to measure number of homes on the market because obviously it's changing day by day, minute by minute even. So we just take a snapshot at the end of the month. Down 16% from last year, which was down. We go back to, again, these normal years. Let's see, in August of 18, just for perspective here, there were about 3,500, just short of 3,500 homes on the market. Oh, I'm in September. August, it was 3,550 in August. And so, you think about that as a normal year. In 2019, I remember having the conversations about, wow, we're really low on the number of homes in the market. I remember when we dipped below 3,000 homes on the market in the Albuquerque area, we thought, wow, that's extremely low. And now look where we're at. We're at 1,260 homes. So the shortage of people putting their homes on the market is still the big story. We've seen an increase in the number of new construction homes coming on the market, but resale homes definitely have taken a hit. People just are not moving as often. Okay. And part of that, and this tells that story, is new listings, people actually putting their homes on the market. And if I annualize this, if I look at this, so this is a 12-month rolling of that same stat, new listings. You can see back in the normal years, 18, 19, 17,000 or so, and then we were, 16,000. Now we're on an annual pace of under 12,000 homes being listed for sale in the Albuquerque area, which, again, people aren't moving as often, and part of it's interest rates. There's a lot of reasons, and we're not going to go into that now. But let's look at pricing, which, of course, everybody is always curious about where we're at with pricing. If we look at the average price, the average home, this is single family attached and detached. So it's a little bit lower than if we just had detached. Detached is about $421,000. the combined is 400 and almost 7,000. That's an 11% increase from August of last year. And you can see that is a new all-time high. And if we look at median, it's the same thing. Median price, look at that. It actually tied for the previous all-time high, which was in June of this year. You can see we did have that spike in May of last year, pulled back into the winter. And then we've been going up and up, a little bit pullback last month, and then again a new high here. This is closed, so these are homes that went under contract probably in, let's say, June, July, and now closed in August. If we look at it from a price per square foot standpoint, I like to look at this one because it takes out some of that variability that we get with the size of home. Obviously, it's going to make a difference. But if we look at that, our average price per square foot is now $211, and that's a almost 11% increase from last year. So even though we had this pullback again through the winter, home prices have continued to climb this year, and we're seeing year over year price appreciation. I'll just not really go out on a limb. I'm going to say it's going to pull back through the fall and into winter. It generally always does. Last year was the most dramatic. But if we look at some of these other years, we'll see we usually have a peak in the summer, flattens out. And let's see, this was 2019, 2018. So we had a peak again, June, July, August, pulled back into the winter, February, and then back up again. And that's pretty common as we get peak this time of year, pulls back through the fall and winter, it resets, and then home prices generally start going up again in the spring. It's usually not a huge move, but there is some of that. Let's see, what else did I want? Oh, month supply. This is another supply demand, or this is the best supply demand indicator. We looked at the number of listings. We looked at the number of closed sales and pending. So that kind of tells us supply and demand. But this is actually a ratio of how many homes are on the market compared to how many homes going off the market. And if no other homes came on the market and the same number of homes sold, how long would it be before we had no homes on the market? And right now it's at 1.5 months supply, which is an increase, 7% increase from August of last year, but that's still very low. You look at, again, back some of these years here, 3 months supply in 2018, 2.5 month supply here in 2019, which again, those were pretty low numbers. And then we had these ridiculously low numbers here at the beginning of 22. As usual, a lot of data there. If you've got any questions about the real estate market, if you want to research it yourself, you can jump on abqhomeprices.com. I've got a bunch of stats there. Also on our website at welcomehomeabq.com. I've got these charts as well as a bunch of other stuff. And if you've got any questions about real estate in the Albuquerque area, need any help, give us a shout. We're the Venturi Realty Group with Real Broker at 505-448-8888. Take care.